Welcome back to the OKC Foodcast, and you're joined again by your hosts, as always,
Ashley
and Nabil.
I thought I'd go first this time.
Thanks for breaking that up a little bit.
Yeah, welcome back, guys.
And today we are again joined by a special guest. Ashley, who is it?
We are joined by Kevin Ward with St. Mark's Chop Room and On Cruise. So welcome, Kevin.
Thank you. Thank you very much for being here.
That woo sounded...
Well, I don't want to make it too loud.
Okay.
It's like a background woo, like we have a live studio audience.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the applause light goes off.
Right.
All right. So we met Kevin at Cookies and Cocktail.
Well, actually, we first met him at
we did meet him at
influencer brunch
we
at On
did.
Cruise
We
that
did.
we did
Right,
months
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
We did.
So
I was focused more on the food there. So.
yeah, and
Which
we
is
actually
a good thing. Yeah, that's an
Right.
absolute good thing.
and we actually pulled him aside to ask about On Cruise ketchup. Remember?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That whole thing comes flooding back.
Yeah. But then we had the pleasure of meeting him again at the Cookies and Cocktails event.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it was a great event. It really was, for a good cause. And
It
so-
was. It was a great event. Everybody's food was very tasty, including yours.
Yeah.
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 I mean, we have to say that since you're right here.
Right.
Well, of course.
No, it was really good.
It was.
really-
I appreciate
The
that.
purple sticky rice with the curry
yes.
chicken and the crumbles. I
That was
remember.
actually
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
It was a little out of the box
I
for
liked
a
it.
lot of people, but
there was like a
you know.
peanut sauce or something peanutty, right? Am I
Well,
wrong?
in the actual curry, there was peanuts in
Okay.
it, but
See?
I used the
I know my
Samoan
peanuts.
cookie. The Samoan cookie with
Yeah.
like coconut and chocolate and with
Yeah.
curry. It just kind of made sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it's very, very
Yeah.
creative, and I liked it.
Served on a lettuce wrap. It was great.
Yes. Yeah. Very good. Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it.
No problem. So thank you again for coming on. We're excited to dive into everything St. Mark's. But first, let's talk about our Eat of the Week. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a change.
Yeah, go first.
So my eat of the week. This was kind of inspired by the recent chicken sandwich wars. I don't know if you have been paying attention to this
Yeah.
social media not outrage, but ignition of these chicken sandwich wars between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A.
Right.
I don't think they have anything official to do with them. It's just people on social media
They're making
it about.
The
Yeah.
development.
Yeah. You know, and I guess it's coming from a good spot because I've seen a lot of stories where Chick-fil-A managers will go to Popeyes and give them chicken sandwiches and and stuff like that. So,
I like that.
but
Spreading
apparently,
the chicken love.
right? But apparently, getting your hands on a Popeyes chicken sandwich is damn near impossible because they're always sold out, or there's like lines around the block trying to get them.
Wow.
So,
I mean, I have to be honest. I have never, ever had a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
well, they just came out with it.
Oh,
so.
okay. Well, okay, let me retract. I have not been to Popeyes in probably 20 years.
It's a pretty.
You've
pretty
never
long
had
time.
their red beans and rice. I mean, like,
No.
no, it's pretty legit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Shoot. I'm trying to think back of when I've gone. I say 20 years. It could be, I don't know that I've ever been. I'm just not a fast foodie.
A
No,
fast
that makes
foodie.
sense.
All
That
right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
No, not everybody's like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I didn't get my hands on this Popeyes chicken sandwich that was apparently
You
the best
didn't?
ever.
You
No,
did
I
not.
didn't.
We're talking about this, and you had.
I know. It was
Can't
this was
come
this
back
was
and
like
tell
the
the tales.
this was the background story of why this is my eat of the week.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
But one of the spots here in Oklahoma City, Off the Hook.
Oh, we love Off the
Okay.
Yeah.
Hook. And Corey, shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chef Corey loves doing all these random things, and so he came up with his own chicken sandwich.
Nice.
And
That's
he's
awesome.
like, and
you know, I could get down with that chicken
Yeah.
sandwich.
Represent the locals. For
That's right.
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
so I took orders from the office, and we went and got spicy chicken sandwiches.
Nice.
So these were brined for 48 hours, and this was chicken dark meat that was breaded, fried, and put on a buttered bun.
dark
with-
meat in a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not well known. It's not.
Yeah.
And it was
awesome.
I mean, it was cooked real well. It was juicy. The mistake was transporting it back to the office, so it wasn't as crispy.
It really should
but
have
you
been
could tell
eat it there kind
yeah,
of.
Yeah. There were I tried a little piece real quick while I was there, and it was crispy. But
Perfect.
then by the time the sandwich came back, so.
Sure.
But either way, it was a really
you can't
good
fault
sandwich.
them. You gotta
Yeah.
fault
No,
yourself
I know.
for
That's-
not eating
that's
it
why I said
there.
that.
With
Yeah.
any chef, that's a struggle.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
struggle for sure.
Because you have to make it back, and then
Right,
timing's a issue during lunch.
right.
Always is. Always is.
Yeah.
So that
that's a
was
good
my eat of the
one.
week. So if you get your chance, it's a special that they're running, Off the Hook.
So, do we know if they're running the special at both of their locations, or do we just know for sure the Broadway Extension location?
No, this is only on the Meridian location.
Oh, okay, the
Yeah.
Meridian location.
Yeah, so
All
not
right.
not in the north location. It's in
Okay.
the south one. And also, just a little update on the chicken sandwich war. Popeyes is now officially sold out of chicken sandwiches. So momentarily, no more chicken sandwiches until they come back.
Wow.
And they said they're going to come back for good. So
I
then
wonder
you'll
if
be
they
able to try it.
Expected that, or they just? I guess they didn't expect that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have run out.
If this was a marketing ploy,
Well
fantastic.
Right.
Well
Right?
done, Popeyes.
No.
Well done.
And it's like take it back and then
Yeah.
assess, make it happen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
For sure.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess I'll go next with my eat of the week. So I posted about this already, but I finally got to try Tsubaki.
Nice.
Yeah, so excited. And it's actually very timely with Kevin here with us because the recommendation for Tsubaki came from Jonathan and Crosby when they were on the podcast.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
And they raved and raved about it, said best sushi in town. That the chef was trained in New York and he gets his seafood fresh from Japan. It did not disappoint. It was
Nice.
very, very good. I started off with their soup and salad, had the Kobe beef tataki appetizer. That was very,
Nice.
very good. Yeah.
That sounds good.
And then had a Christmas roll that was recommended by our friend Lynn.
Okay.
She had been before and had posted pictures, and I was like, I need to go there. And so I texted her and asked her, what does she recommend? And she was like, right now, the Christmas roll is my jam.
Nice.
So
What's on a Christmas roll, if you don't mind?
I was about to
me
ask that.
asking?
I pictured what colors might be on it.
Yeah, right?
okay, so
You
the
know.
Christmas roll, they form it in the shape, like each sushi piece, they put it in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Well, that's perfect.
So I think that's where it gets its name.
Impressive.
In the Christmas roll is spicy yellowtail, spicy tuna, spicy salmon, avocado, cucumber, scallion, tempura flakes, and wrapped in soy paper.
That
And the
sounds
soy
nice.
paper is green.
Yeah, that sounds like the
Nice.
ultimate
Yeah.
roll for
Yeah,
sure.
so really, really good.
How big was this roll?
yeah, right.
It sounds like a lot
go,
of stuff in
go
it.
look on Instagram on our page. You'll find it there.
I did look at it.
That's amazing.
I wanted a visual representation right now.
Yeah. No, seriously though, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
It really does.
It
Yeah.
really was.
I mean, all that.
My favorite roll that I had though was the Rain Nartuo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right.
Naruto.
Naruto.
I think that's what we were talking about.
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto.
Well, I'm not Japanese, and I apologize.
We are. It's fine. It's fine.
Kevin is. He's got you.
Kevin is.
No, I'm not. Far from it.
Oh, goodness, that's funny. But in this roll, so the thing I love about this roll is it's wrapped with cucumbers. So it's like thinly sliced cucumbers is the outer. And inside are big chunks of tuna, salmon, yellowtail, whitefish, and avocado. And then it's wrapped in the cucumber, and then it sits in a ponzu sauce.
Ooh.
So is there
Nice.
rice in
No, no
Okay,
rice.
that's interesting.
Yeah,
it really
so
is.
it's just the cucumber outer.
Okay, so
Nice.
anybody on a low carb
Exactly.
diet,
There you
hit
go.
it up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
it
sure.
is so good. I mean,
And I like how you said big chunks instead of just tuna, and
right.
it was big chunks.
It was
Yeah.
big chunks. It wasn't because with some rolls you get just a little piece of whatever.
That's
the
a
fish
lot
is.
of fish in one roll.
Yeah.
Like any
Yeah.
way you look at it.
Right. No, it was delicious. So I will definitely be going back to Tsubaki, and There's so much more on the menu that I want to try, so it was like really hard narrowing it down to just this. I don't know how I narrowed it down besides Lynn's help, but
Sure.
I loved it. It was so good. So that's my eat of the week.
So Sobaki.
Tsubaki.
Yeah.
So what about you, Kevin? What was your eat of the week?
Okay, my eat of the week was probably Inaki. It's also a Japanese restaurant.
Okay.
It is located towards my home
All right.
because as a chef, we all know I do not have a lot of spare time.
Right.
So, however, I'm lucky enough to be located close to them.
Where are they located? Not that I'm trying to find out where you live.
They're
but-
actually, well,
Nice.
They're-
Sly.
no. They are located in Cassidy Square, believe it or not.
Okay.
Right there off of Penn and
Penn.
Britain.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that sounded familiar.
Yeah, there's a
Penn and what?
Britain.
Britain. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I mean, in a way, right down the road.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a Cassidy Square, like south side, off of Penn and
Is there? Really?
104th.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I
I
had
didn't
no
know there were
idea.
two of them.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why I was, because you said Penn at first. I was like,
Yeah.
no, Britain? No, I don't know that area.
So I'm a fan of udon noodles.
Oh, me
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan of noodles.
Me
period.
too.
So, but they had this special this week, and it was udon, and it was basically just stir fried vegetables. But there had to have been, I don't know, 7 vegetables inside of
Nice.
it. Udon with a very very good teriyaki sauce, and it's nothing special, but it's just executed so well.
Right.
I mean, it's the perfect amount of sauce, the perfect amount of veg, the perfect amount of noodle. It's just
That sounds awesome.
they've done it before
Right.
in the past, and it's every time they have it, that's what I go for.
Do they have udon soup?
No, they don't. No, they don't. They do udon and soba, and
Okay.
and that's about as far as they get. But then they have, I mean, a huge variety of rolls, just like
Right.
And
What's the name of this place again?
Inaka.
In Naka.
Yeah,
All right.
Inaka sushi, and they're kind of there. They're real modest. But like their servers are great. The service
That's
is
awesome.
awesome. It's never overwhelming in any way, and their liquor's great. Everything. I mean, it's just a very well structured restaurant.
Nice.
and I love it. And they're open late.
Nice. That's even better.
And that's a good
Yeah.
plus.
Oh,
That's a
that's
good
really
a plus
good.
for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I have eaten there and it was good.
You
I
liked
can't.
it?
I don't remember exactly what I ate, but I do remember having a good experience there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So-
yeah.
Because this was a while ago that I ate there. They've been there for a little while.
They have, and it's, Cassidy Square, the location and everything. It's a hit or miss sometimes,
Yeah.
but they do well. They do.
Good.
They're still there, so that
that's-
says something.
Says a lot.
Yeah.
Does.
So let's get back to udon soup. That is hard to find in OKC. Like I know of a couple of places that have it. Sushi Nico, they have an udon soup.
They've had that for a minute.
Yeah, and
They had that when I worked there.
And I enjoy it. I love it, but I love udon noodle soup. I'm a huge fan of ramen, and now it's gotten to where we can find ramen more easily around the city. But udon noodle soup, not quite as easy.
Maybe we'll make a little map of where all the
Yeah.
udon noodle
You know, I
soups are.
did see on Gun's recipe that they had something udon, but I'm not sure if it was a soup.
It was not.
It was not. See? The search begins.
The search begins.
So if you know a good udon noodle soup place, hit us up.
You know what? If anybody else does udon noodles well, it's gonna be Gun, because
Yeah.
Chef Jeff there, when I used to work with him, and he used to just rave about udon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've only been to Gun once, but absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to go back
Oh yeah.
for sure. Nice.
I mean, I think Guns had like some curry sauce, but wasn't really. I wouldn't say a soup because I actually didn't tell you this, but I
You
ate
went?
at Gun. Yeah, recently.
What?
Yeah,
Did you get the udon?
I did. We got way too much stuff on the
Why
menu.
have we not
Way too much
talked
stuff on the
about
menu.
this?
It never fails though. You always order too much. I mean,
Yeah.
especially
Oh, yeah.
if you're going there with a mission.
And you're like, I gotta try.
yeah,
like,
you're
as
on a
much
mission,
as I can,
man.
right?
You just start ordering.
And it's not only because I want to like talk about it. It's more like I just genuinely just want to try everything because I'm like,
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what's really good.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a single thing there that I was like, meh. I liked every single thing that I had. So,
Oh, that's hard to find in itself.
it
right
Yeah.
is.
there.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
Because a lot of restaurants they do really well in one thing, and then maybe some others just but executing the whole menu perfectly. That's why there are Michelin stars. That's
Right.
why there are
Absolutely.
diamonds and the rankings. So
For sure.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
So, who's ready to jump into St. Mark's Chop Room?
Well, I am.
Yeah?
Yes, very much so.
All right,
Let's
cool.
talk about it.
So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about your background, where your passion for cooking began, and so on and so forth.
Well,
What makes Kevin?
Yeah.
What makes Kevin Kevin?
There's a lot of things that make me, but probably a big one of that is food.
Yeah.
I come from a very, very large family, believe it or not, and the best moments of that family was spending holidays in the kitchen,
Yeah.
spending just time cooking food, talking, just BSing in a way.
Yeah.
And I have two older brothers who actually I'm a Coach Houston alumni along with two of my older brothers, and we all became chefs. And
That's really cool.
it was it did not that was not planned by any means. It was not. It was just kind of something that. For me personally, I saw what they developed into, and I saw that, and I wanted that, as a little brother, because I'm the youngest, and the artisan, the all of it, it really kind of, it hooked me,
Yeah.
and so that being said, I kind of followed in their footsteps in a way. They needed a dishwasher here and there, and I was like, yeah, I'll
Nice.
do it. And then, I was just kind of getting my foot in the door a little bit. And then I went through the apprenticeship program, and I spent 2.5 years there under Kurt. And, Fleischfester, he's, he's the man here in OKC.
Yeah.
He is. Shout out to Kurt. Love you, buddy, deep down, it was the holidays for us. Just being all of us brothers in the kitchen, cooking. With my father. My father's the oldest of 15.
Oh my gosh, that is a big family.
Yeah,
Wow.
we are a
You weren't
Oklahoman
kidding.
Catholic family in a way, and in a very big way. So he cooked when he was. When he was little, he was helping my grandma cook for all his brothers and sisters, and then it just evolved from there.
Right.
And then me and my brothers, we kind of took that, and Brian was the first one to be like, oh, maybe we could do this professionally, and then he opened Saturn Grill with Joseph Royer, after the apprenticeship program, and Timmy graduated from the apprenticeship program, and he went to California. He's been out there for almost 16 years now, working
Nice.
in Michelin star restaurants, and
amazing.
then myself, I've actually been a little bit back and forth from California to Oklahoma. And, it's a journey,
Yeah.
A little bit ago, a long time ago, I guess, we were talking, and Kurt was like, chefs are like the modern day cowboy in a way. You just find where you need to go, you find your place, and you spend your time there, and then you move on. And that's what chefs do nowadays.
Yeah.
Until they find the place that they want to be, that they can flourish in their
Right.
creativity and what they want. So for that, it took me a long time to figure that out, though.
Yeah.
It did, yeah. But I'm here. I'm at St. Mark's and en Croute, and Jonathan, he was gracious enough to give me the chance to take over
Yeah.
St. Mark's and en Croute, and I'm nothing but grateful.
Right,
Him
right.
and Crosby have been great people, and I'm
amazing.
just trying to do the best that I can. So,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I
So-
like that. That's a good story.
Yeah, that is a great story. So you were telling us a little bit about kind of like the concept of St. Mark's and how it's kind of evolved since its opening.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about that.
So, it's a chop room. St. Mark's Chop Room is what St. Mark's is. And originally, if you go to a chop house of any shape or form, a lot of it's a la carte. A lot of it's, big, huge portions of meat chopped up, yada, yada. Well, I tried to bring it, down a little bit and
Refine it.
refine it.
Yeah.
Yes. And so with that, I tried to bring composed dishes to a chop room. And composed dishes for a chop room is, it's a half chicken or something, and like that's what you get. But not to discredit that, because that's delicious.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
right.
but I just tried to bring a little bit reform to it, and give them something beautiful that they may not expect.
Right. Right.
So yeah, and
I like that, and I feel like that does set it apart. It makes it a bit more unique.
my original idea and everything I had, and I executed it, and Jonathan and Drew Teckel, they loved it, and then it developed into this thing, and I was like, and it got better,
Right.
with acceptance.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome.
It's not the same. It's not necessarily what people expect, and St. Mark's it's a very small restaurant. It's very intimate. It's very dark, but
Seems like a good spot for a date night.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it
for
seems like
sure.
it's kind of
Yeah.
a sexy place.
We get a lot of date nights. We get we get
So
a
I like the intimacy of it, because there are lots of expensive restaurants around the city, but they're loud,
Sure.
they're crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like something like this would be like a really great intimate date night.
Yeah, no, it's that I couldn't say it better.
Yeah.
Honestly, we get a lot of that. We also get a lot of double dates too. You
Yeah,
know, so,
yeah.
but on top of that, though, it is a steakhouse. And our wine selection is in my opinion, it's great.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually quite vast for how small we are.
Nice.
And there's a lot to offer. We have a lot to offer. Our menu, isn't the largest, but that's for a reason.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like if you do everything really well, you don't need a multiple page
Yeah.
menu. I feel like sometimes
No.
when you have that, the quality kind of starts deplenishing because you have so many menu items.
Yeah, and you have to like source so many things in
Yeah.
the kitchen, right? I was actually gonna say I like seeing smaller menus.
Me too.
Just because that's kind of like your focus,
Mhm.
right? And it's in Mark's, like you were saying, you do have a
Absolutely.
fairly limited menu.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
that was, I guess, your inspiration, right? So, but how do you pick and like craft this menu? Because obviously, when you have like 5 or 10 things that you're going to put on there, there's a lot of thought that goes behind that.
Yeah.
yeah, to say the least. It was, in that sense, doing a menu like this for me, it was a little nerve-wracking at first, because I wasn't quite sure if people would accept it. I did go out on a limb in a way. For a chop house, there's normally a lot of different meats. There's a lot of large portions, things
Right.
like that. And like we keep talking about, I refine that. And so with that, the composition and bringing in certain ingredients and then doing those to the best of my ability, not bringing in a lot, but trying to perfect that
Yeah.
was very, very important for me. And I think, Jonathan and Drew, they took that on and they were like, yeah, like, let's do this. And, for me, that was amazing because I didn't know, because, at that point I threw this menu at them and they were like, we'll see what happens, and I gave it to them and I cooked it for them,
Yeah.
and that was probably one of the most stressful days of my life, being.
But you obviously wowed them.
I did something right.
Yeah.
So, but
like
that
that.
being said, though, once I realized where we were at with that and what they thought was the potential and the direction that they gave me, because that they wanted to go as a chef, I was like, yes,
Yeah.
let's do this. And then I took it and I ran with it, and it's been great. I mean,
That's awesome.
it really has. I mean, because it's meat and potatoes, it's seafood and pasta and this and that. It's nothing like out of this world or diverse, but it's just executed so meticulously in
Yeah.
a way. And people enjoy that. They
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Do you change your menu often or add specials in regularly?
I try to have specials on a weekly basis.
Nice.
I do. Oklahoma being a landlocked state, it does. I like to do fish. I like to do seafood. Sometimes it's difficult, but for the most part, yeah. I mean, I'll bring in wild game of any kind that I
Yeah.
can, and
And y'all do locally source a lot of your stuff, right?
yeah, very much so. Very much so. Very much
I'm
so.
a big
Yeah.
fan of that.
Yeah, I that's one of that's part of my background, really. When I was out in San Francisco cooking, I worked at a place called The Perennial.
Oh.
And at that time, they were the most self-sustaining restaurant in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm actually going to San Francisco next week.
That is amazing. We'll talk about that
All
after
right,
the show.
yeah.
Like, yeah. There's a lot of things that
I need some
you can do.
insider tips.
I mean, that's one of my favorite places to eat.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's
I-
like the main focus of the entire trip is eating.
It's
That's why you travel.
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, it's probably one of the main hubs nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, it always has been, but it's probably number 1 or 2
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I'm excited. We will definitely chat about that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, if someone like Ashley visiting Oklahoma,
Visiting Oklahoma.
right? Well, San Francisco to Oklahoma, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
If someone new is coming into St. Mark's, what should they absolutely try?
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. I have. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's like
Okay.
the whole menu. The whole menu. Here
I
you
mean,
Yeah,
of
I got you,
course,
I got you.
Of course, but so one of the things that was brought to my attention was something called bagna cauda, and it's very Italian. It's like almost like it's a Mediterranean, like, Eastern spread.
Okay.
You spread it over bread,
Okay.
toasted bread or whatnot. It's a dip in a way. It's like, it's our version of like artichoke dip,
Okay.
but there's no cheese in it or anything. It's just artichoke hearts, anchovies, and celery root.
Oh, wow.
And I just
That's
cook it
interesting.
down, and then I we cook it down with butter. Lots and lots of butter, and
Butter makes everything better.
does it not? Does it not? And then season it, and then it pretty much just cooks down into a paste, and then we'll fire that off in the oven with some extra virgin olive oil to top it off of after it comes out, and then we'll give you a toasted baguette that you can tear off, and you spread it on there. It was something that we had to research for a minute, and then once I got it down, it was like, oh man, like I knew I'd found something.
Okay.
Something
You know,
special.
yeah. I mean, I was led in that direction and away from Jonathan, but like once I developed the recipe that I had, I was just like, yes.
Nice.
Like
yeah,
this is great.
Nice.
You
I
know.
want to try that.
Yeah, me too. And these baguettes, they're the same as en croûtes, right?
Right. So
Dude, those baguettes
Same
were
bakery.
amazing.
Yeah, we our baguettes come in fresh every morning, you know, along with our other pastries and whatnot. We that's all fresh every morning.
Though that
Those
bread is
were-
good.
Yep.
It's
Absolutely.
real good.
Yep.
Yeah. No, and then you know, aside from the bagna cauda, honestly, our chicken wings, you know, you can't go wrong with chicken wings.
Okay, I think Crosby mentioned these chicken wings on their episode.
Oh yeah, she
as
did.
her eat of the week.
Yeah, she did.
They, if I'm remembering correctly, let's see how good my memory is.
Let's see. This is the test.
Are they truffle honey chicken
Yes,
wings?
They are. Yep.
Look at that.
100%.
Look at that.
100%.
I mean, when she was talking about them, I was like, I want those. So that like really stuck in my memory, and I still haven't tried them.
So yeah, no, I put them on the menu, whatever. Dave Cathy actually came in and had them, and he was like, "You need to enter these into our fried chicken contest." And I was like, "You're what?" And then it's so on and so forth, and then you know, in the Oklahoman we had that, and you know, all the local restaurants.
Did you
and
enter them?
I entered them, and you know, it was over at the Hutch, and
Okay.
you know, David Henry.
You know what? I remember that. That wasn't
Yeah.
too long ago.
Yeah, no, it was the beginning of last month to the end of.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not quite sure
Oh, really?
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that was that recent.
Yeah, it was over at the Hutch. David Henry coordinated it all, the chef at the Hutch, and oh man, I mean, it was a great turnout. Jonas Favela.
Yep. We just had him on the podcast.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he's opening graffiti at the
Yes.
parlor.
Yeah.
Yes, he
Yeah.
is. Yeah, and so he actually ended up winning.
Oh,
Okay.
that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
nice.
Is
Oh.
it the chicken that he's going to have at graffiti?
More than likely.
Oh.
I mean, I would tell you the secret ingredient, but he might not
Well,
like that.
I
Tell us
mean-
off air.
Okay, yeah.
Well, he
deal.
but he did tell us that he makes a like a caramelized something with white vinegar, and instead of adding cream, he adds vinegar. It's like a caramelized something. That's what he said. I mean,
Interesting.
I mean,
He's like, did he
Maybe
give
he
the
lied
secret
to
out?
me. I don't know. Like,
but no, we liked him very much, and we're super excited about Parlor
Yeah.
opening and trying that. But I am so down to try these truffle honey
oh yeah,
chicken wings.
No, they're. I mean, you just can't go wrong with them. They're, you know, it's locally sourced chicken. You know, we get whole chickens in, we process them, and then you know we try to do it in the best way we can.
Yeah.
You know, as a Oklahoman, as a local person, you know, that's a
kind of respecting every ingredient for
Really-
what it is,
yeah.
using it to its fullest.
I mean, I went out to San Francisco and working at that restaurant. You know, I mean, even one of the owners of that restaurant is from Oklahoma, believe it or not, and you know, it really turned my eye, and it brought that respect.
Yeah.
So I really do. I support Oklahoma. I support all the farmers here. I support all of it.
That's amazing.
I
Nice.
mean, just
Nice.
yeah. So
Cool.
Okay.
So St. Mark's Chop Room is the sister location to En Croute. So you guys are located right next to each other.
yeah, literally next door.
Yeah.
Yep.
So do those locations play off one another? Is there a correlation?
Well.
And it's fine if there's not, if you kept them separate concepts.
Yeah, I mean, in all
they're
honesty,
totally separate concepts,
Yeah.
but I feel like there has to be some crossover with you.
The baguettes.
The baguettes. I mean, that's a crossover. Yeah.
right. Well, and in all honesty, that's probably as far as we get. The unique thing about St. Mark's and En Croute is we're right next to each other, but we come out of the same kitchen, and so that itself is a very large feat.
Yeah.
Be-
'Cause it's, from what I've heard, it's a little kitchen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's 10 burners, a flat top, and a fryer,
Wow.
and then a convection oven.
So you have to be very
yeah.
creative.
So we have to be very, very efficient. We have to be very creative, and it does. It gets challenging. It does, but you know, there are benefits to that. there are. And as a business owner, you would understand that, like, you know, when it comes to costs and things like that. But when it comes to the food, you know, it's you know, you base off of like the roots of what you have maybe at En Croute and the roots like root ingredients that you have on St. Mark's, and then you grow off of that.
Right.
And so you know we have chicken, you know, over at En Croute, but then we have, you know, a half chicken over at St. Mark's.
Yeah.
So you know, we might process our chicken differently at En Croute, but you know, and at St. Mark's, but it's still the same chicken.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
in a sense, it's the same but different.
Yeah.
If that
Yeah,
makes
absolutely.
sense.
Totally.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but I mean that kind of tends to. I mean, it goes further. It does. But I mean, the two concepts are very different. So in a sense, it's just like we have ingredients, we have what we have in the kitchen, and we
Right.
base it off of that.
Right.
And it makes it fun though. It's a huge puzzle in a way, and it's a lot of fun. It's a challenging
Right.
thing to do,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of fun.
But you're doing it, and you're doing it well.
I appreciate that very much. I do. Yeah. So.
All right, so let's jump into the kitchen sink. Are you ready for this?
Are you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He's nodding his head as he's taking a swig of wine. yes, I am ready for this.
He had to prep himself. All right. So, question 1. What is your favorite ingredient?
My favorite ingredient, well, one's kind of on the other spectrum of the other, but it's probably paprika, any kind of paprika, whether it's
Yeah.
Spanish or Hungarian, but it has to be smoked,
Yeah.
smoked paprika,
Yeah, smoked paprika.
and then butter.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I
Yeah.
think that is a great answer.
Well,
Have you used both of them together?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course I have.
For what?
I mean, come on.
What's the best thing you've made with those?
Oh man.
Duh.
I
Seriously?
know. What else are you going to use together, right? But
Well,
yeah.
I mean, so I do roasted cauliflower
Okay.
with butter and paprika,
Yum.
smoked paprika.
Yeah, I can get behind
And
that.
for me, like personally, that I love eating that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you cannot go wrong. So,
I
but
can totally get behind that.
yeah,
sounds
you
really
know,
good.
believe it or not, if you're a vegetarian and you want to come to En Croute or St. Mark's, we have a vegetarian option. I always have it open.
Oh, that's great.
And you
I'm
have-
glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, you have to ask about it, but I'm always prepared to do that for vegetarians and or vegans.
Yeah.
Nice.
And a lot of times I do a paprika rubbed cauliflower steak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
I've made cauliflower steak once. One of my staff is vegan, and I did like a big cookout at my house, and I looked up a cauliflower steak recipe that also had smoked paprika on
Man,
it.
Yeah, being grilled, that would be
Yeah,
so
so
good.
put these big steaks of cauliflower on the grill, char them on both sides. Really, really good.
Nice.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What is the strangest thing that you've tried in food?
Okay, so this is gonna be fun for me. So I, when I in my younger years, I used to live in Peru in South America, and I used to travel to the mountains a lot. And they have a dish called cuy. Well, that's basically a guinea pig that is like skinned and
my God.
deep fried,
Oh.
like claws and
God.
everything.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like Peru's specialty. guinea pig,
It's
right?
a delicacy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's called cuy, and it's. I mean, well, ceviche is their national dish. Okay, and ceviche, well, like, yeah, that's if you want to talk about a hangover cure, ceviche is where it's at. Fresh ceviche, but it is delicious. But cuy, that's an acquired taste. It really is. I mean, it's like a chicken with like a fish texture.
Weird.
Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it
Oh,
is
man.
probably the most
Eating little
interesting
guinea.
thing. Yeah, it's the most interesting thing I've ever had, and I'm not gonna say it was bad,
Right. It
You
was
know.
just
Interesting.
Interesting.
but it's an acquired taste in itself. You know, kind of like foie gras.
right.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
but you know,
But not.
but not. So, but yeah, that's probably the most unique thing I've
yeah,
ever eaten.
Nice.
that's
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah. Okay, jumping from the unique to the mainstream, what's your favorite snack food?
Oh man, this one. I love Reese's Pieces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can't go wrong
I
with some
love
peanut
it.
butter
But
puffs.
but aside from that, like you can't keep a pistachio away from me.
Oh, yeah, pistachios are good.
Salted pistachio. There's just you just yeah.
Tell me your feelings on this. So I love pistachios, and I came across a bag of like the already shelled pistachios, and I was like, oh, that's awesome.
No fun.
No.
When
Yeah,
have to-
yeah,
when
you
have to,
gotta
like,
work
shell 'em
for it a little.
exactly.
Yeah, you gotta work for it a little bit. I
I
mean,
was so disappointed. I thought like I had hit the jackpot. I don't have to shell anything, and then I'm eating them, and I was just like,
it's not the
That's
same.
like getting processed pistachios.
this is not the same.
I mean, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So
And they were also like, if they felt kind of stale, but it was a brand new bag. But it was just because they've been taken out of their home
They're
Right.
home.
and processed. And I was so disappointed. And I really thought I
Yeah.
had
I will. I will say this: if you're gonna, and I
You're
know,
gonna cook with them.
well, if you're
Yeah.
gonna cook
Oh,
with
yeah,
them
you
or
don't
you're
wanna
gonna
shell.
toast them,
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe that's the right direction, and
There
then
you
throw them
go.
in the oven with a little olive oil, and
Yeah.
then
Some
just
sea salt,
toast them
yeah.
up, you know. But like, if you're just gonna sit down and eat pistachios,
No,
like
you have to have the shell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you no.
100%.
Yeah, what's
How do you
wrong
feel
with you?
about
Like-
What's
pistachio?
wrong? Why don't you even try
I mean,
it?
it was one of the biggest mistakes of my life. Immediate regret.
Yeah, no, I mean that days off. That's me, man. Binging Netflix
And eating
and a
pistachio.
gallon bag of
There you
pistachios.
go.
Love
Like,
it.
that's what it is.
So, speaking of Netflix, this is a nice segue.
is.
What is your favorite food show or movie?
Okay, so
And it doesn't have to be from Netflix, but
well, right. Well,
It's
I mean,
just
let's be honest. That's what everybody watches,
Right.
and that's what I watch. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't. I'm not gonna lie,
Mm-hmm.
but. I had an employee of mine actually told me about a show called what is it? Somebody Feed Phil.
okay.
Oh, I've seen that.
Have
No,
you-
I mean,
have you
I've seen it on
Like
Netflix.
you know
I've
what I'm
never
talking
watched
about,
it.
though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think it's fairly new. I'm not quite sure, but it's about this guy, you know, it's this American dude. I think he's from LA or something, and he just gets the ins to all these awesome restaurants around the world, and then like just
Hey,
has
how do I
these
get that
ideas.
Really? Okay.
I mean, it's like.
Maybe this podcast will take us there, Bill.
Seriously though, I mean, but it's you know, I don't want to say it's like an Anthony Bourdain type thing, but it's like it's his own just trips, you know.
Like,
It's-
it's like
cool.
a cross between travel and food.
yes,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but it is culinary driven. Like
Okay.
this
Yeah.
dude is like all about food. I mean, this guy is obsessed with trying different foods. It's obvious. I mean, he will go anywhere in the world if he likes
Go to
something.
great lengths.
Yeah, he will go through great lengths to figure out what it is. It's amazing that he has the opportunity and like he has like the passion to do it, and so
Right.
it's very drawing
Yeah.
Nice.
to people to watch
I'll
it.
have to
you
check
know?
that out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, for sure.
I think you should. I mean, I've literally just started watching it this week.
Okay.
And
Do they
I'm-
have like a bunch of seasons out already?
Oh man, I think there's just a couple.
Okay, good. So it's bingeable.
Yes,
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very, very bingeable.
You know, that's so funny. That is a question I always ask, like, how many episodes or how many seasons? Because I need to know if I can get involved, you know?
Yeah, you need a weekend.
Yeah.
You're good.
Can I
You're good.
can I
Yeah,
commit to this? Is it committable?
You need a rainy weekend.
Yeah.
You're good. You know, like last night.
Oh gosh.
Right? It's crazy. All right. So you've obviously traveled quite a bit. What country or region do you think, and this may not even be a place that you've been to, but what country or region do you think has a food scene or culture that you're most drawn to?
Well, I will say this: the places that I have been to, San Francisco, by far, just the diversity that was there that I experienced was great,
Yeah.
and it really opened my eyes. That being said, that led me to like want to go to Indonesia.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
San Francisco led you to go to Indonesia?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
That's kind of random in a way.
Just a
but-
little?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of
Just like,
diversity.
really? Why?
Yeah. There's
Tell
a,
me more. Maybe that's my next trip.
I mean, you're gonna go to San Francisco
Yeah.
soon, if
And
I'm
then
not
you'll go to
mistaken.
Indonesia.
Yeah, maybe you're gonna go to Indonesia afterwards. Like, just don't knock it. Yeah, like for real. But no, San Francisco was a big eye opener for me. You know, somebody from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
As a chef, and yeah, coming back and then just the experience that I had. I mean, yeah, I would love to go to Indonesia or Vietnam and just like get that the French heart of Vietnam. You know, because it was occupied by the French at one
Right.
point. Like bringing that, like banh mi, stuff like that, the baguette sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I mouth water over that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, it's funny. When I was in San Francisco, we used to use Lee's sandwiches here in Oklahoma City. Well, they produce flour, and we used to use their flour in the restaurant that I worked at.
Really?
Yeah, and it was produced in Oklahoma,
That's awesome.
and I like it was like a what like kind
That's-
of moment for
that's
me.
awesome.
it
Yeah.
was really weird. So.
Okay,
Yeah.
so talking about is it banh mi?
Banh mi,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there's been a place that I have been Instagram stalking or Facebook stalking.
Is it Riviere?
They're one of them, 1,000%. But the other one is Tokyo Moon.
Tokyo
Oh
Moon. Okay.
yeah.
Look at those. I'm showing him a picture that they posted on Instagram. Don't those look good?
Oh yeah, I mean they have like that's like through
Yeah.
and through. That's
But
delicious.
Riviere is definitely another spot. I mean, that just.
What's the meat that is that pork or beef?
Let's see if they say braised brisket.
It's brisket. That looks like brisket. Like yeah.
Oh, I want to see
Yeah.
this picture.
Yeah, look
Man.
at this.
Yeah.
So
man,
that's
that looks
Tokyo
good.
Moon, and
I'm not gonna-
I mean, it looks legit.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like a pate spread on a banh mi, though.
Look
I
at
love
that.
pate. Though.
Maybe that'll be a special that you have out there.
Yeah.
With the baguettes
Ooh.
that you already have.
Ooh.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You got the meat. You got.
It's already happened, but it can
Oh,
happen.
it's already
again.
happened.
But it can happen again.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Maybe when we come visit St. Mark's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe it's just gonna be a brisket pate banh mi.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Why not?
Why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
Who said beef and pork can't go together? Oh wait, it does.
It does. It totally does. Burger Pig.
Burger Pig, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing, beef and pork together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you put bacon on top of a burger, don't
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
you? The sky's the limit.
Right? You can dream it, Kevin.
That's
can
all you have
make
to do,
it.
right?
Deal. Yeah, I will. 100%. So,
So, I mean, we talked about all these great restaurants. I want to know, what's your favorite restaurant in OKC?
Dun, dun, dun.
This is a tough question. We saved the tough one for the last.
seriously though, like, I don't know. That's a seasonal thing for me, in all
Yeah,
honesty.
I mean, that's,
Yeah.
that's
that
just
makes sense.
That's just how I am. But I mean, if I want a sandwich, I go to the Sandwich Club or I go to Lee's.
okay.
Okay, and then if I want to sit down and eat, I go to the guys I know, the chefs that I know I'm gonna get good quality stuff, and that one of those is David Henry at the Hutch,
Mm-hmm.
and then I Vast with Kurt and
Yeah.
Paul, they're the guys that I know. I want to support them,
Of
and they
course.
do good stuff.
I've
But
never been to Vast. I
Really?
can't believe it. Yeah.
well, I will say this though.
Weird, right?
You're like, how have I not done that?
I know.
It's kind of like a well-known restaurant
Yeah, I
around
know.
the city, but yeah, that's a hard one. It really is. I love all different types of I go to a lot of restaurants when I have time. It may not be anything crazy.
No, that's not.
right,
Okay,
well-
so let's rephrase this.
Okay, I was about to say probably the exact same thing you're about to
Okay.
say.
If your
Okay.
good friend from San Francisco is coming
Yeah,
down to
that's what
Oklahoma
I
to
was
visit,
gonna say.
Yeah.
where's the first spot you're taking them?
Besides St. Mark's or on Crew,
Yeah, well, obviously.
which they should visit those places.
I
as
tell you
well.
what. I not too long ago, I took my girlfriend Allie on a date, and we went to Cheevers.
Oh yeah,
And
Jeebus.
I am a sucker for Southern French food, and I think they had a special, and it was like white beans and like halibut,
Yeah.
and like. If I want to talk about comfort food, French comfort food,
Yeah.
I want a seared piece of whitefish over white beans and vegetables, and I'm set.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's it.
Nice.
Cheevers is always a reliable choice. I
Yeah.
feel like.
I mean,
they
I
don't-
usually end up there at brunch.
Yeah, I do too.
More,
Yeah.
more than dinner. But
Oh yeah,
Me too.
no, Chivers they've been around for so long,
Yeah.
and I remember when they were like basically known for their burgers
Right.
at one point.
They
you
were?
know? Yeah,
Really?
Like when I first
I
started.
heard that. I never knew.
When
them
I
then.
first started
Yeah.
cooking, maybe even before that, like they were like that's where you went to get a good burger. And then Good Egg developed it and took it to the next level, and Robert Black took that on and did such a great job, and it is what it is today,
Yeah.
and it's
They do it well.
delicious.
Sure.
It really is. The Coach House is gone nowadays
Yeah.
here in OKC,
Yeah.
and maybe Cheevers will take that legacy.
You know,
You never know. It's
you
up for
never know.
grabs.
It
is.
So
It is.
you never know.
No, and they're doing things right over there.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, cool. I think that wraps up our questions. Thank you again so much, Kevin, for coming. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
I was happy to do it. I was really excited that you guys invited me.
Yeah,
and thank you so much.
absolutely.
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
thanks for
very
coming
much.
on.
And you guys you absolutely should try out both St. Mark's Chop Room and On Crew. If you've not been there, if it's been a minute, go back. Kevin is preparing some incredible things. You can also follow them on social media. It's going to be St. Mark's Chop Room.
Pretty easy to remember.
Easy to remember, or On Crew, OKC. And they do a good job on social media and leave you, hungry with all their photos. And if you want to follow us,
Not if.
No, not if.
You should
Please
follow
follow
yeah.
us.
Follow
if
follow
you're not
along.
already. I feel
Our
like
food
if you're
journey.
listening
Yeah, you
to
definitely
this,
should.
you probably
Yes,
are.
yes.
But we're on Facebook and Instagram at OKC Foodcast. And also, if you'd like to, not if, when you want to collaborate with us, you can email us at okcfoodcast@gmail.com.
That's right.
And you should do it. You should.
You should.
We love hearing from people.
Yeah, and we love collaborating.
Mm-hmm.
We love having new guests on, featuring new restaurants,
Yeah.
old restaurants.
And just
but-
getting ideas from the foodies
Yeah.
out there in Oklahoma, right?
Absolutely.
And this
Absolutely.
furthers the food culture in Oklahoma. Things like
you.
this. So yeah,
Play-
no,
we hope to think we're playing a small part.
you are.
Enjoying it.
You-
We're
no,
doing a community service.
absolutely.
Oh, we're such
We're
such
good
philanthropists.
people. We are. we
missionary.
like to eat and talk about
and talk about it.
Yep. That sounds just like everybody else. Yeah.
Except we like other people to listen to us.
Yeah, listen to us talk about it.
Well, yes, but you guys do it so well.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks,
thank you.
Kevin.
You do.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Kevin.
for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Thanks
No
for coming.
problem.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed it.
So remember to, if you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button so you can get notified whenever we have episode released, usually weekly. Actually, it is weekly.
It is weekly.
And be sure to rate us, give us those 5 stars, and write us a review if you enjoyed this podcast so people know what to expect when they listen to us.
Yeah, we really enjoy those reviews. So
Yeah.
thank you.
It makes
for-
our heart warm.
It does. It does. So until next time, friends, eat well and be happy. Bye.